It all started with a girl who was walking to a beat. This was the beat of courage and purpose, but also of obligation and pressure. Where she walked, the earth shook like an earthquake, driven with anticipation. And where she ran, she created mountains with the earth between her toes and bare feet that rose from the ground with an awe and respect that even she was humbled by. And with this humbleness that grew with every achievement, so did a winding river in the girl's chest. But this girl was thought to be a fierceness of wind and storm, of ice and flooding. She lived with a cape around her neck that was scarlet like the braveness people saw in her. But this cape scratched at her neck and felt more like lead with every triumph that it dragged her closer to that ground beneath her. And when she crawled upon the mountains she had made, people saw her as they always did. They mistook the fear in her eyes as a cleverness that they couldn't understand. They envied her cape and never guessed of the insecurities that it would bring to her as it would catch and tangle around her feet. And as these people never saw her hardships, the burdens tightened around her neck and weighed down on her shoulders. With every loyalty thrust upon the girl, the river grew and turned inside her, raging down every passage, through her legs and into her feet, up her neck and down her arms. The cold water rushed through her veins until she had no warm blood, but just an iciness that consumed her, leaving her drained like the soldier who never stops marching. With every turn she made, she was faced with the grotesque head of loyalty and faith from those that she defended. And every time the river inside her soul rushed to her stomach where a queasiness of responsibility absorbed her. In retreat from their dependence, she took herself to the woods. As red as the foxes she saw, she made her way deep into the forest and discovered a secret within her that caused her heart to plummet to the deepest depths of that river. She journeyed back to her village to do what she knew must be done, and as she reached her destination, she could no longer bear her overwhelming burdens she carried on her back, nor the tightness in her chest from the expectations she dragged behind her. She fell into the grass just beyond the people and was unable to stand with the weight of her own image that was larger than who she really was, resting on her shoulders. When she was found, her followers, they asked her why she was no longer strong, and she told them she never really was. She became sick. Wasn't it supposed to feel better when the truth was spoken, she asked herself. Her heart felt shriveled and her stomach unsettled. Her people left her and her cape left with them, the burdens now on their backs. As she returned to the forest, her people returned back to her, though. A strip of scarlet around each of their wrists, and one for her. A settling feeling flooded her own river into a calm.